Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Ben.
And welcome to the Filmbusters podcast. The film show with no filters, no prisoners taken, loads of disagreements, but one hell of a love for cinema.
If you want to hear three friends ridiculing each other for an hour or so regarding their taste in films, then you have come to the right place.
In each episode, one of the team picks a film for us to discuss. It could be anything from a recent cinema release to an all-time classic.
So, strap in and get ready to get mad or get vindicated as we guide you through the murky world of being a film geek.
If you like what you hear, you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram using @FilmbustersPod. You can also find each of our individual accounts. I'm at Filmbusters Paul.
I'm at Filmbusters Adam.
And I'm at Filmbusters Ben.
If you want to use your eyes instead of your ears, you can also visit the website at filmbusterspod.co.uk.
And if busting makes you feel good, you can also support us at patreon.com/filmbusters for exclusive content.
Alright, can we just get on with this now, please?
Filmbusters.
Hello everyone and welcome to a very unique episode of Filmbusters. We do not have our maestro behind the decks. We do not have Paul this week. He's sunning himself in Lanzarote.
He's on the plane back now, isn't he?
He is probably on the plane
to wait
back.
24 hours.
He's on the plane back, but you may have heard a third voice just then.
Don't spoil the surprise.
They always
been
talk.
waiting.
None of them can sit back and hold their breath.
So who we got this week, Adam, joining us instead of Paul?
We have one of my very good friends, Dan. Dan loves film more than I do. He's a bit of a nerd when it comes to films, especially. Yeah,
I try.
He gets very passionate and very collective with films.
I do, yeah, a little bit.
He's probably borderline
On
to
a
what
normal level.
What Paul used to have as a collection of DVDs before he stole them all for steelbooks.
Oh yeah.
That's true. I've seen your collection.
You've seen half of it.
You got ill looking at his collection.
I got ill looking at it. Yeah. It made me fucking sick. I was so sick at the sight of it.
That's the sacrifices you make, mate.
But yeah, Dan has picked us a film. Me and Ben have no idea what the film is. We probably think it's going to be of the Asian variety.
It's actually it's not.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's slight.
Because Dan loves
to it, but
Asian cinema, especially Korean. So we thought it might be along that lines because he's seen everything that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
But
do you want any clues?
go for it.
Or do you want me to just come out with a name?
No. Give us. I don't think
I don't think you're gonna get because I basically I looked through my watch.
We'll give some clue because there's probably some people out there who might guess it.
Yeah, maybe.
They want a little taste.
So it's a film from the 80s. This doesn't narrow it down very much.
80s. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be bloody.
maybe, but it's not got many views and that sort of thing. So that's why it's very obscure. So that's why I went for it. So
Even
I don't
Paul never
think-
heard of it, did he? When you told Paul what it was,
Nah, he hasn't. No, he's seen it now. Though. I don't know what he thought of it, but
he's gonna tell us his.
yeah, I've got his review to read out later.
Oh, okay. He should have left us a voice note, the lazy bastard.
But yeah, it's starring. What can I say? It's starring a sort of cult legendary actor. He died fairly recently.
Oh, come on, let's try and clock that.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's quite
Burt
well done,
Reynolds.
isn't it?
Is it Burt Reynolds? Who's the one we watched?
Nah,
we
it's
watched
not- it's not
Once
Burt
Upon a Time in Hollywood the other
Burt
day.
Reynolds, a cult legend.
I was gonna say he's quite well known. He's quite a popular boy.
I don't know.
A cult legend who died recently. When did he die?
Oh mate, I think within like 5 years. I think.
Oh, that's not recent.
I think he's.
American.
I think he's German, but he's got a Germanish name.
Arnie.
Nah, if only.
Infamously dead Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I know. He's died of
He was in a Ridley-
maybe
he
between
was
our
in-
siblings in this podcast.
He was in a Ridley Scott film, a very well-known Ridley Scott film, sci-fi.
Oh shit.
Be from Alien.
I mean, I feel like all disappointed because you probably still won't get the
Who
film.
died from Alien?
Nah, not Alien.
Okay.
It's not.
With Harrison Ford, that one.
Oh, Blade Runner. Rutger Hauer.
Yes.
Oh,
That's the main man.
Okay, Rutger Hauer's in this. Damn.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah, you
To
do.
be honest,
He's Blondie from
he's
Blade
from
Runner.
The Hitcher.
Oh, okay.
The Hitcher, yeah. He said the great line in Blade Runner, if only you could see what I've seen with your eyes. When the guy tells him, I designed your eyes.
That's pretty
Fucking
trippy
great
shit.
line. People always quote that starships off the shoulder of Orion where they talk about that final fucking speech in Blade Runner. It's all about if only you could see what I've seen with your eyes.
There you go.
And I need more life, fucker. They're the lines, man.
Yes.
Nice, okay, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what other clue I can give, to be honest.
Is it American?
It is American, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not dealing with subtitles today.
No, we're not. No.
I was so
I'll spare you from that.
Oh, yeah.
He's bought
When you
his best
spectacles.
glasses and everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, is another clue that it's 88 minutes, or have I heard wrong?
I told you wrong. It's 86 minutes, but
So I was. So
You
this
were
is
looking
what
at
I
88s.
thought. I was looking at 88-minute long films today, and he had said these are films that you have not seen. There's an 88-minute film which I thought was right up his
What is
wheelhouse
it?
that we haven't
Yeah.
seen. Rashomon.
I could have done. Yeah, that's a bit too serious. I thought I'd do
Yeah.
a little bit of a fucking silly film. Do you know what I mean?
Good. Okay, we've got a silly film.
Yeah.
So the answer is-
It's proper silly. Yeah.
so
It's
here's the
ridiculous.
thing, though, Dan. I
Is
don't
it
think-
ridiculous as like?
I mean, bear in
action
mind,
ridiculous?
I've not seen it, but it just
Is it
looks
action
fucking
ridiculous?
stupid.
As in like with the raid when it's over the top ridiculous? In that
Oh no! I
capacity?
think it's like comedic, but like it's just stupid. Like the plot of it is stupid.
Like what's that Kung Fury film?
Yeah, it's on the it's kind of like that sort of vibe.
So here's the thing. Anyone who's clicked on this episode has already seen the title of the film.
That's true. Yeah, sure.
But me and Adam don't know what it is. So I think that we shouldn't be told.
Oh, to be
here.
fair, at the moment
We just play.
you can tell me the title of the film and I'll probably.
I know,
yeah,
it's
it's
true.
true. No, you
I'll
would
be
not
like,
have heard of it.
Oh, cool. We're
I
watching
can-
Train Spotting.
I
Go
can
on.
put money on Adam not have heard it.
Announce the title of the film then.
The title of the film is Blind Fury. Is the name of the film. And Rutger is basically a
see the
blind samurai man.
Oh, well there you go, Samurai.
That's what. Yeah. I was gonna say it's got a little bit.
Oh shit, if only you could see this poster, listeners, if you don't know what this film is, go and Google the poster right now and that will tantalise you.
3.1.
Although the film
Jamie
could
Russell
be,
has seen it.
3.1.
It could be total shit. so we'll see.
Letterboxd.
We'll see.
Jamie Russell has seen it.
Jamie's in. Jamie's one of our,
Does that mean
our
that
hardcore
means
listeners.
Watch list, doesn't it?
No, he means he's
Oh, no,
watched
no,
it, but he
no,
hasn't.
you're right.
He's removed his rating because he went through a stage of removing ratings. He wasn't too sure.
When
of
Jamie
films
removes a rating, yeah, he can't.
And
remember
Sean
what
Baker of Florida Project and all that
Okay.
sort of thing.
He doesn't like Florida
Sean
Project.
Baker.
It's not that
The
director.
director. Yeah.
Not the director. He's just watched this film.
No, the director's
Oh, I
seen the
see.
film. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he didn't do this.
All right.
So, but before we go to the episode itself, we need to do a little silliness because I feel like we came in hot with everything real serious. We started talking about film big time.
Okay, what do you want
so
to
let's
talk
do
about?
silly. We've got about 3 minutes 30 seconds to do something silly.
Okay.
So my question to you, Dan, since you're the guest, Pancake Day was yesterday. What did you do to celebrate? How did you mark it? What was on the pancake? Okay, so Adam is cutting his throat, suggesting that I shouldn't have said that question. We were about to find out why.
I mean, I didn't eat pancakes. I do like pancakes, but I went gym and then I made chicken baguette.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
He could have put his
I mean,
chicken in a
I'm not-
pancake.
I-
He could have put his chicken in a
The
pancake.
thing, of pancake day is I can't have pancakes just for dinner because then I'll be
You
hungry
have loads of
after.
them.
It doesn't fill
You
me up.
wouldn't,
Like,
mate. You get so
My stomach doesn't
stuffed on
like it.
Pancake Day. You blow.
yeah, but
You have
and
too much
it's just a
sugar.
long process actually making them. I'm
I
quite
mean, it
lazy.
takes
I'm
about
quite lazy
a minute
with
to
cooking.
make pancake.
Yeah, but putting chicken in the oven is way quicker.
Do
Easier for me.
Americans do Pancake Day?
Probably they love that
No.
shit.
I don't think they do it. They,
Don't-
like,
they don't
they
get
get
it.
the wrong type of pancake. They get the short, fat, stubby one.
I like that. The small, thick ones, the ones I like.
That's the
But I
American.
can't make those. So
I like the
it's
flat
pointless.
ones.
This is why he
The
doesn't
Dutch ones
celebrate
in
like we do.
Amsterdam.
Nah.
Yeah?
It never goes well.
The old smoking a pancake. What did you
Yeah.
have, Adam, on the pancake?
I had one with bacon and cheese
Yeah.
and a little bit of honey because I didn't have any syrup.
You're sick with this savoury
Cheese.
shit on your pit.
And I had one with Nutella and Milky Bar buttons. I had two of them actually
That's nice.
because I ran out of Biscoff. I thought I had more Biscoff than I did.
I had the old favourite lemon and sugar. You can't go wrong. If you're a
What
pancake
else?
lover, you know it's the one. But
That is
I
a
also had a little bit of Mars drizzle and tiny marshmallows on my middle pancake because I had 3, and that was
I
my
had
middle.
3.
That's my
Very
treat
fancy.
pancake.
Someone's doing well.
I did honey instead of making
Little drizzle of marshmallows.
and it was really
This
nice.
podcast is
I didn't
paying
think-
me well.
I didn't think honey would go with the cheese, but it worked very well.
I still don't think it goes well. I don't know how that cheese and honey on the pancakes.
Yeah.
Not on the pancake. Honey and cheese is a nice little
Really?
delish.
With a
on
bit of
the
bacon
side.
in it. Yeah.
I'm just not as experimental with my food, clearly. That's on me.
And from one flat circle to another, we're having pizza tonight. So by the time we come back, we'll be stuffed with pizza. We're going to be filled with.
We'd have been bored of the
opinions.
film. It's gonna.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like we are going to be bored.
It'll be the longest 86 minutes.
Yeah.
But hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, we better not waste another minute. You got anything to say before we cut?
No, we'll hear more from us on the other side. Find out. Yeah. Find out more.
Welcome
about
to the
our guests.
podcast, Dan.
Feels good. Feels good.
See you on the other side, listeners.
Hey, man. You got to have some salts on your burrito. What you want? Mild or hot?
Mild, please.
There you go.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
It's not bad. It's a little too mild for me. How about something a little more macho?
So just to set the scene for people,
We are 39 minutes and 9 seconds into the film.
Crucial part.
We stopped because we thought we'd give our halfway opinions on what so far has been a masterpiece of cinema.
yes. So Dan, what, as you brought this to us, how are you feeling about the first 40 minutes of Blind Fury?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not as bad as like it could be. Like it's not terrible. I don't think it's terrible. It's got decent acting.
I tell you what, yeah, the
It
acting
looks quite
hasn't
nice.
been-
It's not like it's load of like shit actors that can't do their job. Like there's just a thing with like the continuity. That's the big
Yeah,
problem.
there's-
But you know that's what you're gonna get. It's part of the fun. Like a lot of it does not make sense.
Now, do you think this is meant to be? Because okay, there's 45 minutes left of the runtime, so I feel like we're building up to some samurai shit.
I hope so.
Because it's not
Because
been a samurai.
he's carrying a samurai sword. But he's not really fucking used
The
to
only
it.
thing he's used is cut some corn.
It's basically a walking stick up to this point.
So in the film, if you don't know when 39 minutes into the film is, he has just escaped from the cornfield. They're back together,
Yeah.
and he's told him he'll be at his dad's by tomorrow. And he goes, "Why does my dad want me?"
Adam, why don't you do a rubbish plot summary for the first 40 minutes for those who haven't watched the film, which I can imagine is most of us.
I'll do a plot summary because
Up
I
to this
don't
point.
think there's been much of a plot
Yeah.
that's been explained to you. There is a plot, but it's not been explained. This guy is blind, and he got blinded in Vietnam with one of his colleagues, and his colleague is now in trouble for
He doesn't like an IT. He's like,
got his army friend is now in trouble in Reno, Nevada.
Reno.
Is it Reno? Is it how you say it?
Jeremy Renner.
No,
Reno, I think you say.
Reno,
Okay.
Nevada.
Sorry. Mate, slow down.
Nevada.
This is your job. It's your side job doing this podcast, isn't it?
This is why I'm on it.
Can't
Just make
speak.
mistakes. Yeah, and he is gone to rescue his son, who was with his ex-wife, who's dead because she got shot with a shotgun. Who had the weirdest eyes in the world, and he's now travelling across from Florida, fuck me, to Nevada to go meet his dad.
I thought the alcohol would make you more coherent.
Nah. I've eaten the Dominoes, that's making me sluggish.
That's it.
So,
I just said to her that we're going to do some predictions of what we think is going to happen. I just said this actor and the child actor look the same, and that it could actually be his son, and that's why he's protecting him, and he fucks his wife to get back at him, and then he's going to be like, haha, this son's actually mine.
fucks his wife to get back at him.
Well, we think that his army colleague is the one who made him blind, not the actual Vietnamese con.
Well, that is true. Yeah. Adam made two very good points, which, if they have come to fruition, then they're the best points he ever made. One was that he was the dad. But what was the other thing you said? And I said,
Oh, in the
guy
cornfield, he slashed this guy in the chest, and the guy then fell unconscious and woke back up again like he'd been hit on the head, not sliced in the chest.
true. But he wasn't even really sliced in his chest. His face was slightly gashed, and his shirt was cut open. He wasn't fucking sliced in the chest in any significant way. But everyone is giving it 100%. They're
They
all
are,
going
to
for
be
it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. A lot of effort's going into it.
I mean, it's not.
I've seen a lot worse than this.
It's not a
probably
B movie.
Similar budget.
It's not. It's spent its money on screen.
Yeah.
How the fuck has Rutger Hauer gone from Blade Runner to pre-Hitchhiker?
No, Hitchhiker was 86, I think.
So he's had two big hits in the 80s, and then he's done
Yeah,
this.
mate.
That's a pretty quick.
This was
drop-off.
like 7 years after Blade Runner, so maybe he was dipping a little bit, but
Did he ever rise again? What did he do in the 90s that was big? Or in the noughties?
all I can think of was Time of a Shotgun, but that was not big by any means. It's a good film, but yeah, it wasn't very big, obviously.
And as someone who's a big fan of samurai films,
I should compare this to like a Kurosawa.
where does this rank
classic.
so far?
Seven Samurai or this?
Oh mate, I can't decide between those two, can I? Wait, the fact he hasn't even used. I mean, he's used it to cut a mango open in the first 5 minutes.
He cut through the
I respect
cornfield,
that.
and he cut a shotgun in half. What did he do?
Did
He
he?
cut something in half in that
He cut
house.
someone's fake walking stick. The other
the
guy
baton.
had a fake walking stick. It was a baton, yes.
I mean, it's building up. I'm sure he's going to go on an absolute rampage.
You better do.
Do you?
He's got a lot of fury. Fury's in the title. He's shown no fury so far.
No, he's smiling. He's fucking a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's too happy with
He's
his
about to get
lot.
the best revenge of his life by telling his best friend that his son's actually his whole life.
That's true. Is that what you think's going to happen, Adam? Is that what you think?
He's like, I'm blind, I couldn't look after him.
I'm blind.
That's what, hey, he can kill people. He'll be fine looking after
I've
a
just
kid.
noticed you've got a new earring.
Earring. Piercing for listeners. It's piercing. I don't wear earrings, but yes.
You do, matte black.
Yeah, is it? No, this is actually steely blue.
Okay.
How'd you on that? My question about samurais is, could be naivety because do they
Now you're
teach
testing me.
the way of the samurai in Vietnam?
Yeah, that whole thing as well. I don't know where that's.
Also,
I feel like there's maybe a little bit of racism there. I don't know, like casual 80s racism.
I feel like that
pretty
is.
sure it's only
also
this, but-
more of a factor that the Vietnamese have caught an American soldier, and instead of killing him, they have made him into a trained samurai.
To be fair though,
Yeah.
if we're getting historic, it could be the other side of Vietnam, the good side.
What's the
Well,
good
not a
of
good side.
Vietnam?
I swear. Well, yeah.
there's
This
North
is testing
Vietnam
me
and
now.
South
I swear that there was ones that
Vietnam
were with
was-
Americans and the ones that weren't.
I never knew this shit.
Like Viet Cong.
Well, they were never really with them. They kind of America. They were the communist side. The communist side was the South, I think.
Yeah.
And America came into the North and tried pushing down. But I think the people who wanted, they just let North versus South.
But really, I don't think the film gives a shit about that.
No, it does not.
Hey,
No.
but listen, if it's done nothing else, you've just taught me a lesson about.
Watch Ken Burns' documentary on Vietnam.
Fuck, listen to this.
That's very good. You want to learn about Vietnam.
What do you think about all the blue fucking eyes in this thing? They're not natural, are they?
Yeah. They actually, Meg Foster, those are her real eyes, I'm pretty sure. She has the
Meg
same
Foster-
eyes in They Live. That's what I can say.
Dan was super. Okay, she was in They Live.
Yeah, she's the main one that fucks him over. Spoiler if you haven't seen They Live, by the way. Great film.
We did a podcast on that, so you should
Have you
have
done a
watched
podcast
it.
on that?
That's her second appearance
Oh,
on the Film Busters podcast.
There you go.
It was one of the very first films we did when we started picking films,
I
wasn't
hope
it?
you all
it
gave it a
was.
lovely review.
Paul picked it.
Paul
didn't he?
loved it. We were
Good.
I can give it a
Yeah,
seven.
me and Paul were a similar vibe of films.
I think you are.
You two let it down a little bit.
What about the red hat? I feel like I've seen that red hat on Rocker Howell before.
It's on the scarecrow, but it's not on
It's a
him.
MAGA hat, isn't it?
He was using
It's a MAGA
He
hat,
was
that's
holding.
what I'm
He was
thinking
holding up the scarecrow for him to shoot it.
It has new connotations now. I fucking don't want him to do well in this film because of that red hat. I think you've just put your finger on the pulse there. I don't realise why I wasn't rooting for him, man. That's fine.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, this film so far has been one of the main baddies is called Slag. I think that kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, the bad guy called Slag.
it's there.
We're watching it on YouTube, so we're playing it with subtitles, and
I'll put on subtitles just so we can read it if we
we were
talk over
introduced to
it.
Slag super early. And also for listeners who do manage to watch this, let us fucking know: are you watching this shit? And it feels too smooth, because if it feels too smooth, then okay, that's how it was presented. But I feel like Adam, because we were at Adam's house here, I feel like he's got motion smoothing on his fucking telly, and I don't know how to turn it off. And if you tell me that it's not smooth, then I'll find a way of fixing it for this motherfucker.
It's tarnishing the experience, it really is.
Oh, my Twitter's been a bit annoying me because a movie drone mentioned me last week, and now it's going to be people telling me that my TV's got motion smoothness on.
Yeah, I tell you what I'll do, listeners, for those of you who care to notice, I'm going to film a quick 10-second segment at some point in the second half. I'll share it with you. You tell me if motion smoothing is on or not. Anyway,
That's where we got to in this film. That's where we are halfway through it.
So we'll
We've
return
seen-
to the second half of the film. Predictions outside of that. Dan, prediction for the final 45 minutes.
Oh man, I don't even know what I can predict, to be honest. Well, they're obviously going to end up as a father-son figure at the end, aren't they? And he's also, they were given a thing about he can't cry. His brain doesn't let him cry because of the war, which makes
He's
no
gonna
fucking
be
sense.
like the end of
So he's
Terminator,
obviously going to cry
yeah.
at the end.
Did this come out before Terminator 2?
Terminator.
did.
Terminator 2,
Yeah, it did.
yeah.
They must.
Come out before Terminator 2.
Oh, that who's going to do it better, Terminator 2 or?
I think you just nailed it.
I was seeing like Terminator like comparisons, even though it was out before it.
No,
Maybe Terminator
it
with
is
this
fucking
one.
nailed
When
it.
you said it was a kid travelling with a.
Well, the first one came out, didn't it? 84.
Do you reckon he made this film when he rang up Ridley Scott? Did Ridley Scott make the first time? Oh, James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah,
did
Cameron.
the second one.
Who, they made them both. Did James Cameron make them both?
James Cameron did them both, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they knew each other from Alien, so maybe they rang him up and he rang up James Cameron.
Cameron did
James
Aliens.
Huh?
But you know,
Yeah.
what you've said is fucking true. That is exactly what's going to happen. I'll bet my life
Oh, it's
on
true.
the fact
They're
that he
just
will cry
foreshadowing
because
like
he thinks that kid is going to die, but the kid lives.
Yeah,
the kid
that's
said,
what
"I
he's
love
been
you,
looking
Dad."
for this whole time.
But no one made like he's not going to die. The kid's not going to die because it's too safe. Even though
Right,
it's
Slag.
a little bit.
Slag's just come back from consciousness.
How's Slag gonna die? That's
I don't want Slag to die. He's got too much.
He's going to get cut in
His
half.
name is too strong. You can't have him die.
Or Slag's going to become...
I think Samurai through the lower jaw.
Do you reckon they got the
It
budget
is-
for that? They're not going to
we
show
are
that
recording
properly.
this on the
They've
22nd
spent
of
all on
February, which is Hot Fuzz Day as well.
What's Hot Fuzz?
Oh yeah, isn't
Because he
it?
says in the film, when's your birthday?
Oh yeah.
He said 22nd of February.
And what does that mean?
What year? Every year. It's today's the 22nd of February.
All right. Who's who? Nick.
We know, we need to go, remember he goes around the pub at the beginning,
Yeah.
he's IDing everybody.
Oh yeah, the little ginger kid.
Yeah,
ginger
and
boy,
Ginger
yeah.
said, when's your birthday? So
Cut
today is Hot Fuzz Day.
Yeah. You can say ginger. I think that's allowed. Anyway.
We're recording it with Ginger.
I was going to say, I'm on the podcast. Like. If
Oh,
people
yeah,
aren't going
you
to
are
know
ginger,
that.
aren't you?
He's wearing a hat, but that's
I never
confusing.
think of you in that way.
Oh, mate. You touched
You're
me.
more than just a ginger.
No.
Yeah, I am. Surface level shit.
It's because it's not even short. No, I would say that's dirty blonde. I wouldn't call that ginger.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't got like the freckles. or anything
Used
like
to
that
be.
with this. I'm not like a cliche ginger. That's what I'm saying.
Although you do.
Well, it's
now
not
that you've
saying I'm
said
happy
that,
with
those glasses that you wear
Yeah, but
are the kind of glasses you would give a ginger character in the mid to late 80s. You would see
don't know,
that on a ginger
how do I take
actor
that?
in Ghost. You know, if you were watching Ghost, you would expect a ginger character to wear those glasses.
in the film Ghost.
Yeah, in the film Ghost.
And then is there loads of ginger kids? I don't think I've seen Ghost.
I don't
But
think
is there
there is
loads
a
of
ginger
ginger kids
guy
in
there.
there?
There may be one.
But he has
you,
these
is what
glasses
I'm
on, these
saying.
exact ones. Ah, try.
Anyway.
But I'm glad I didn't offend you with that comment, and we're going to carry on with Blind Fury here, and we'll come back and let you know our final thoughts and our final scores, because it could be the best film we've ever done on this podcast.
Could be.
It's got to get a full set of 10s for that.
See you at the
and
end.
from Paul.
From Paul.
Just add his in there.
See you at the end.
Where are you going? We're about to leave.
Bill, you go ahead.
You're coming with.
Go back to your dad.
I need you.
Listen. I'm very, very fond of you. But you gotta do me one favor. Go back to your dad. Now, come on. Come on. Come on. You missed the bus.
Right, we're recording, boys. Immediately off the back of that.
So,
So hang on, wait, before you say anything. Dan, this is normally the point in a normal podcast, what we would do. We've all seen the film. We come to it fresh. No one knows where anyone stands on it. So we give each of us 60 seconds uninterrupted to give their thoughts on a film. I think you should go first. 60 seconds uninterrupted.
have to be 60 seconds.
That doesn't sound very tight.
Do your best,
I'll try
do
and
your
make
Just
it.
like a little first opinions without giving away a score.
Adam's not allowed to say anything.
We're not allowed to say a score.
No score,
This
just
is
like
what we thought on it.
I enjoyed this part, I didn't like that part.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, as a whole, I think it was an alright film. To be fair, I liked the main bit. I liked was at the end when he had his little duel with the Japanese assassin guy. Because that was probably the most legit thing in the film. apart from the hot tub bit, that was a lot of bollocks. But
that was good though.
But yeah, and then Slag came back to cause some damage, which was good. But nah, I mean, I thought it was a fairly decent film. Yeah, I would change probably quite a lot about it. But it's what I expected it was. It's why I picked it, because I knew it was going to be a silly, fun film, and it did deliver that.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm glad he did cry at the end. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, you called
Oh
that.
shit!
If
I
he
missed
didn't-
it.
if
He
he
did
didn't,
cry at
I
the
would
end.
be
You didn't. We said how far away his tear was
his
from his
tear
eye.
was on the side of his head,
coming out of his ear.
not
I didn't.
under
Even,
his
I
eye.
thought it was sweat rather than the tear.
It might as well have
Yeah.
been. Fuck me. But yeah.
Okay.
Adam.
Yeah, so I mean, it lived up to it, and all I can say about the film is no other way I'd rather watch this film.
Oh
Yeah.
that's
I think that's you've got to watch this film
yeah.
and,
you need it.
like with some mates where you can take the piss out of it a little bit. And looking back on it, I mean, it's not terrible all across the board. It wasn't like, oh shit, this film is dragging on. It moved at a pretty decent pace, enough for you to get along with it, and there was somewhat of a plot. Like there was enough for you to be kind of invested, and I think there was stupid shit in it, but not proper stupid shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like there could have been the action scenes when they happened. they could have put a little bit more into it. I think that's where it's slacking. At least put some fake blood in it.
It was very PG, wasn't it? But
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It wasn't an 18.
I agree. That the most disheartening thing is we're looking there. It's an 18 rated film, and it felt like a Nickelodeon film. I said it to you guys a couple of times.
When he's driving the car.
Yeah, just a lot of stuff felt like, I'm watching Keenan and Kel or Sister here. Like, what we're seeing is if Keenan and Kel went fucking samurai for 20 minutes, we needed a little bit more grittiness, we needed a little bit more blood, a little more stakes. I would have loved to have seen him attacking those people and slicing some craniums off the top of craniums.
Like a little bit like that.
Oh,
Nothing.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little Kill Bill.
Even if it was a shit prosthetic that they cut in half.
Yeah.
I think they needed something a little bit more bloody and a little bit more.
Well, the moment they had it, they just dimmed the lights down, got the double in, got him doing his little acrobatics, but then just it still was no violence at all. It was just little slices and that was it.
No violence at all. But you know what? Here's something to be said about this. This was made in '89, you said.
Yeah.
So, do you think like?
there as well.
Okay, yeah. So
Verified.
there's different ways. Like ultimately, what we're saying here is the reason I think we all kind of enjoyed it in a weird way because we were watching it together.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you were watching this by yourself, just as a sort, let's see Rutger Hauer's film or something, you go, this is shit.
Yeah.
Do you think when a director makes a film like that, or any company production house or something, they're like, we are making this for a cinematic audience, we're looking for friends, groups that are going together to enjoy this, and that is what's going to make it enjoyable, because we're going to sell 4 or 5 fucking tickets at a time, people are going to go, they're going to have a good time, they know it's a piece of shit, but they'll come out of it, they'll talk about it, they'll have a few beers and they'll have a laugh about it.
I mean, for this, I don't know. I doubt.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was straight to video, straight to video.
I would put a lot of money in this. Yeah, it's surely straight.
What do you reckon the box office of Blind Fury was?
That's
0.
Is that your first question?
Was there a box office? Let's find out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it'd be straight to video, but no, it's just one of those like, yeah, it's just the decade of '80s.
It does.
Get those stupid
It
sort of
knows
films
what it
together.
is.
Yeah. I don't think they were making it for it to be like a monumental picture. Do you know what I mean?
What was in terms of samurai films? Like, would you say you're a fan of samurai films?
Yeah.
Bro, do you know how much they spent on this film?
Come on, what was it?
10 million.
Oh, fuck off!
They spent 10 million on that. That was Rutger Hauer. 9.9 million was Rutger Hauer.
And apparently it did a worldwide gross of 2.6.
So that could be worse.
And we just had another £3.49.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an estimated
They
10
recouped a
million.
little bit of their losses just tonight. How the fuck are you spending 10 million on that? Where did that go?
That's a good question.
The drugs.
Someone slags wages.
It must have gone on Rutger Hauer's budget. It must have, because there was nothing in there. We were joking about it, but where the fuck's the budget gone on that? There was no great set piece.
No, not too sure. But I mean, it looks quite good on the screen. Like, I'm not going to say it was shot nicely, but it wasn't shot.
They wanted to make a sequel to this film, but the box office didn't do well enough, so they didn't do it.
Blind the Fury.
Yeah.
Too Blind, Too Furious. In the pantheon of samurai films, like, what makes a good samurai film in your opinion?
Oh man, now you're asking. I mean, not all. The thing is, not all like samurai films have like gratuitous violence and that sort of thing. There's only like selected ones that do. So I'm not gonna. I mean, for this sort of film, I would want that, because it's like a schlocky 80s film. It's like you go into it wanting a bit of fun.
It's a remake,
like
man.
That. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I was thinking. He's the Blind Swordsman. It's like a Japanese series. It's literally the same plot as that, but yeah. I don't know, it's a straight remake, to be fair.
It's a straight remake of a Japanese film.
It's Zoichi, the Blind Swordsman. It's like, there's loads of films.
It's got 7.5 on IMDb as well, so that's...
Oh, shit. Who's that actor?
They did it, well, the remake did it with, fucking hell, I can't remember his name.
That's not our man from...
it's from Sonatinen's...
Oh, yeah.
Katana.
Takashi.
Takashi Katana. He's plays Zoichi in the film. But yeah.
You also might like...
Halloween Prodigal Son. What the fuck?
What is that?
How's that connecting to it?
I don't know, man.
But when I was watching that, I was thinking around about that time is when we were getting Sonatine. Sonatine came out a year or two after that. It's funny you should mention it. It came out a year or two after that, and that was at the back end of him doing Violent Cop and Boiling Point, right?
Yeah.
Late 80s shit. So that Blind Fury, that is the Americans sort of taking something that was popular in.
Well, you say that there's a series called Lone Wolf and the Cub. There's about 6 films. It's a samurai series. That's like the start of the 80s to like late 80s, I think it was. So that is pretty much that, and it's about a samurai and he has his son with him, and he just travels through Japan,
Right,
taking people out because they killed his wife, that sort of thing. So it's a similar thing to that, which maybe is what they got the idea from, but yeah, it's not on the same level as that, because that's a very good series, but yeah.
what do you like thematically about a samurai film? I'm putting you on the spot now.
You are putting me on the
Making
spot,
you
aren't you?
serious. So is it the action set pieces with a samurai film, or is it
Yeah.
the themes?
Well, yeah, the action set piece is usually very good, but it's not like just running each other straight away. There's like a routine or something they do. Like it's like it's like a long sequence, basically, like a samurai fight in a film usually.
Yeah.
Like it's not over in like a minute. Usually, it builds up, and it's a patient sort of thing. But yeah.
What's the ultimate samurai film in your opinion?
In my opinion, I'd say Harakiri. To be fair,
Yeah, have you seen this? No.
I think Harakiri is. I'll put it on the podcast now. I'd say it's probably the best film ever made.
Who is that? Kurosawa?
No, it's you put me on the spot now, man.
Showing him up.
You are showing me because my mind's gone blank.
Knowledge.
I'm on a fucking podcast. My mind's gone blank, man.
You. What's your samurai film? Kill Bill. Yeah?
Kobayashi. That's it.
Kobayashi.
Kill Bill was okay. We're not going to get into Kill Bill because
Kobayashi. What? Kevin Spacey
he
in
loves
Usual Suspects.
He loves
yeah?
Kill Bill, and you know that you are a fan of Kill Bill.
It's interesting. Okay,
We're gonna get
because I think it's hard to talk too much about Blind Fury, so we may as well talk in the round about
We just
samurai.
went other films now.
When I watch Kill Bill without much context of samurai films, I thought it feels like an imitation piece of shit that is not doing what it's honouring as well as what it's honouring, and that's without having seen a lot of those films. It felt like a fanboy doing it and it feeling disingenuous because it's like, but it's not. That's not what you.
Yeah,
are
I mean,
inherently.
I mean, I'd say it's more like homages, but like because he tries to incorporate like samurai films and like kung fu films at the same time in Kill Bill.
Yeah,
I'd say like the second volume 2 is probably more kung fu, but yeah, I feel. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like he respects it because he cares about it. If we're talking about Tarantino and Kill Bill, but yeah, he respects it more than this. Like this film, for example, like it's so completely wrong. Like all the stuff.
Look at the names involved. We're looking at the names on the screen now. Weasel Forshaw played Popcorn, the cunt who died in the cornfield, the eating popcorn.
It was called Weasel.
I know. Two McFarlanes.
Weasel for sure.
Look at it. It was a family affair. Female biker C.K. McFarland, cornfield killer T.J. McFarland. It was a family affair over here. Snow, Timothy, Roy Morgan. There are no Japanese names. There are no Asian names in this credit list. If we kept that credit
we
list
are quite
running,
far into the credit list.
I'm pretty sure if we reversed it, apart from our man
Bus
who fought him at the
Station
end,
Cop. I don't think when you get to that level of the credits, you've gone to a level.
there was
where
one Asian actor in this fucking film, and he died in a hot tub because a fucking hot lamp fell into the hot tub. That tells you all.
He could have died by the sword. They're having a sword fight, but he just dies in an electrocuted hot tub.
Exactly.
He's probably pissed off about that.
He would be, yeah. You want to die under the blade.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, come on.
He should have died by the sword, is what I would say.
It's not a very honourable death, is it?
It's not
in a
honourable.
hot tub.
What
with
do
a
we
fucking lamp
think
in it.
of Slag's death? Because that was pretty funny.
I thought that was pretty good.
It was funny.
Getting chopped in half is quite nice.
It was a Hans Gruber type death.
It was Darth Maul when he gets sliced in half in Phantom Menace.
Of course, you went with Darth Maul. Yeah.
There is a lot of references to films that feel.
What was the film we kept talking about when this was playing?
Terminator.
Terminator. Ridiculous amount of Terminator references.
To be
in
fair.
this.
Yeah.
There was Scorsese and Goodfellas when they're going back down the bus.
That was a stretch, though. That was giving them a bit too much credit.
But hey, this came before all of that shit. It came before Terminator 2, Goodfellas. Without this fucking film, those films don't exist.
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade, fuck. There we go. I want to talk about the fact that Rutger Hauer was uncomfortably
Sexual.
He's questionable,
sexual with this young boy in it.
He had fun with the filming, for sure.
We're looking at it in a
Cuddling.
21st century lens, but it made me uncomfortable.
I thought we could still open a case on him, even though he's dead. We could get a case
could.
opened.
That's why the kid never acted again.
Do you not, listeners? We haven't checked this yet, or maybe Dan checked it when I said it. I feel like the kid in this was the kid who grew up to be Zack in Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, no, I can confirm he's not.
When
it's
was Saved by the
not,
Bell?
okay.
Saved by the Bell was like early 2000s, was like late 90s.
No, Saved by the Bell was when I was 7 or 8. So when you were a fetus.
Well, you're 42.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, when was that then?
Saved by the Bell was like
late
mid
90s,
90s.
So that's 6 years after this film. That kid's about 8. He's not going to be like 50.
No, he would have been because Zach was a teenager in Saved by the
Yeah,
Bell.
nah.
But he
This kid
wasn't
didn't
in
really
it.
do much. He did Black Cauldron. That's
Did
about
he?
it, pretty much.
Did he raise any complaints against? Rocco Howard?
I'll have to look into that one.
I was
I
looking-
think he got some hush money on
I was
the side.
looking through. That's why the 10 million went.
Yeah, exactly. That's the budget.
That's perfect.
I was just looking through the directing what he's done, and it said "Gone Baby Gone." And I was like, he did not do that. And it's a TV movie of Gone Baby Gone.
One of the director of this has done Patriot Games and Salt, the Angelina Jolie one.
Really?
Yeah, Bone
Is
Collector.
Patriot Games the Mark Wahlberg film?
Nah, Harrison Ford.
All right, okay.
I think there's like 3 of them or 2.
What's the highest credibility this film has in terms of connections? It's a Rutger Hauer. It's without Rutger Hauer.
Yeah,
This film is nothing.
And the guy from Face
Rutger
Off.
Hauer
And the guy
and
from
Meg
Face Off,
Foster as
yeah.
well, I put it, but that's about it.
The guy who Nick Cassavetes, who's obviously in Face Off, yes, looking very young here. And I've got to say, listeners, for those of you who've watched the film, when Nick Cassavetes turns up, he is hot as fuck. That is a Halloween costume that needs to happen. Black sleeveless vest, black cowboy hat. He rocks it. But he's in Face Off as a very bald man, which is not a good look. But he's in Life, which is one of my favourite movies of all time. Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence comedy film. Where they go to jail.
Go to prison. Yeah.
He's a prison warden.
Slag is one of your favourite films of all time. He's in fucking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
He's in the first one.
He's the first one.
The second one is the one.
Is
Oh,
it?
Yeah.
Do you know who he is in the second one? Do you know who Slag is in that film?
Nah, not the first one. Nah.
Who's he in Ace Ventura?
I just saw his Ace
He's in
Ventura
another
popped
Jim
up on
Carrey
it.
film as well. Oh, Liar. See, that's good as well.
That's about. I think that he peaks in that film. Then he definitely didn't peak in them two Jim Carrey.
Slag
films.
is his claim to fame.
Liar Liar is a great Jim Carrey film.
Liar is good. Yeah, it's good mental.
But I would say a film like that, if it came out, think about it in '89.
You'd
If you're watching that, if you're Joe Public at that point, and a film like that comes out, I don't think you look at it the same way we do now, where we sort of like tongue in cheek, make a few comments about it, we take the piss. I think you watch that and you half are meant to enjoy it, and half of you are meant to is laugh along. I think you're meant to.
I think
enjoy
the thing
it
is
when it's going out
nowadays
the window.
low budget films do have a little bit more because any dick with a computer can make a bit of CGI onto it.
But when they did it then, it was
was like-
considered like, oh, this is all.
you weren't looking, oh shit, that needed the blood. But you compare it to films we've done at the time, or compare it to shit films that we've done across it. Well, I kill your pizza and beer films for mates.
Yeah.
Meg.
The Meg, Tomb Raider, Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
I would say this is better
fits
than the
with
Meg.
that. It's better than the Meg, yeah, of course.
Better than Tomb
Better
Raider.
than
Better
Hard
than
Ticket
Tomb
to
Raider.
Hawaii as
It's
well.
Hard
better
Ticket
than
to
Hard
Hawaii.
Ticket to Hawaii. Hard Ticket to Hawaii was
The only film
fucking
I think
offensive.
it kind of it falls down against is Velocipasta.
Velocipasta.
Yeah, the one-
Velocipasta. Right?
Velocipasta.
The one we watched. Yeah.
The Velociraptor.
So I didn't love that much. I don't know why.
fucking
It's
great
well up my
film.
street.
Well, even when it's
well up my street, I
insert
just didn't like
special
that.
effects.
Our man wants us to be involved in the sequel when he comes along.
Oh yeah, you've tried to fund it, haven't you? You put
We're
some money
going
into
to
it.
make it happen, man. We're going to be in that fucking sequel. By hell.
Just us doing a podcast, we just get eaten by the raptor.
Hey, we'll be the characters in it. We'll be talking about the original Velocipasta, and they'll include us in the
Like,
sequel.
have you seen that shit dinosaur film?
I know.
You mean Jurassic Park 3? No, the one with the
But
and the one with the
I
pasta
think-
in it.
I think they I don't think they went for like a serious tone. I think they knew they wanted to make like
I feel
a
like when
silly
you
film.
look, someone's called Slag, and the way he dies. You
And
know
like,
they're
as
not
soon as
taking
someone
themselves
dies, they'll
seriously.
say the
and you're holding up a
stupidest line,
scarecrow
man.
and it's getting shot by a shotgun, and you're holding it there. It is.
But these are memorable. These are memorable moments, and it becomes more memorable because of how we were watching it.
Oh
together.
yeah, it's definitely a film you disregard if you watched it in any
Yeah,
other
yeah,
capacities.
I felt. I don't know about you, Adam. When I was watching this, I felt because we were in the company of someone who watches these elevated samurai films, I almost felt like he was the fucking authority on these.
If he said it's okay, I'm okay.
Well, looking at it like a
You're not saying the N word.
But normally I feel like the snob, but I feel like I wasn't the snob today. He was
Nah,
like you.
I mean, like, I'm not.
I kept looking out the corner of my eye to see his reaction.
As soon as I know a film's from the 80s, I'm like, all right, I'm in. Like, it
music,
can be
the
stupid as
soundtrack.
fuck. I do not
Soundtrack
care.
is
I'll love it. Like,
If you were to recommend a better version of that particular film, what would it be?
better version of Blind
Kung Fury.
I mean, like, I would say Zoichi the Blind Swordsman, or
The original.
yeah,
Zowie
or
Chidman.
Lone Wolf from the Cub is similar, but yeah, similar. I mean, he's not blind in that, but he's a samurai with a little kid with him walking around doing bits.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, but I mean, there's not really many films like that. Is there?
What have you seen? I haven't seen it. Beat Takashi again, Fireworks, I think. With
I've not
him
seen it.
and
Nah,
the kids.
Hannah Bite. Nah, I've
Okay.
not seen it. It's been on my list for ages, but nah, I've
It's
not
on
gone around to it
movie.
yet.
It's on movie. That's what I want
I
to
will
see.
get on that very soon.
Well, I feel like before we go on to what Paul thought about it, because I know that he has sent his comments.
Oh yes.
Do you know? Have you read what Paul said?
Nah, scroll past it. I didn't want to read it. I said to him I'll read it out here. Though.
Before he sent his comments, I don't know, without coming across as offensive, listeners, because I don't mean it in this way at all, but my understanding of Asian cinema, I'm trying to branch out, but I don't know how to compartmentalize it. I don't know how to easily say, okay, this is Korean cinema, Japanese cinema, Chinese cinema. I'm going into those fields, but I don't know how to easily put my finger on it and say, well, this is what sets apart Japanese cinema from Korean cinema, Japanese cinema.
Right. Okay.
How would you, as our resident expert on Asian cinema, define that?
That's a big statement. Resident expert. Oh man. I don't know. Well, I mean, Japanese cinema, like the films I like. You got samurai films. You got yakuza films, like Beat Takashi films.
And Beat Takashi is a Yakuza film for the most part.
He
Until Sonic Team.
he does a lot of yakuza films. Yeah.
Do you like Beat Takashi, by the way?
I do. Yeah,
These
I do.
fuckers couldn't stand Sonic Team when I brought it up.
That's
on
the
the
thing. I mean, I didn't love
understand it, I
Sonic
just didn't
Team.
love it.
When I first watched it, I didn't like. That was my first film of his that I
Sonic
watched.
Team's the best.
You reckon?
I fucking love Sonic Team was
I
amazing.
know,
man.
Outrage is the one.
I watched
It's
Boiling
more recent.
Point and Violent Cop, and Sonic Team was the
Boiling
peak for
Point
me.
is very good. As
Boiling
well.
Point is very good. Yeah, very offensive, but very good.
Well, no, yeah,
But Beat Takashi is Japanese.
He's Japanese, yeah.
Yakuza.
He does like, so it's like their version of a crime. It's like Scorsese's films, mafia films. Just the Japanese version would be Yakuza films, wouldn't it? And it's not always like swinging samurai swords around and that sort of thing. It's like just normal mafioso films, but Japanese. In the
But we're
Yakuza
so
state.
fucking exposed to loads of American shit. So like you say, yeah, okay, Scorsese, mafia man.
Yeah, but
we're not exposed to like Asian cinema in the
nah,
same way.
but you get like with like the comment, you get like his swag is weird. You get like wuxia, I think it's pronounced. It's like Chinese or like Taiwan, like swordplay in films. But then obviously samurai would be Japanese and that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any clear cut like difference. But yeah, you'd sort of know. You'd follow the certain filmmakers that do that and do that.
I feel like Korean's probably the biggest cinema out of all of them, though, isn't it?
Biggest.
I feel like I've
I'd
seen
say
more
probably
Korean
Japan's
films than
probably-
Japan or
I'd say Japan
Chinese.
probably produced the most out of all of them compared to
I'd-
definitely compared to Korea, but
Maybe nowadays I think Korean's taken off since.
Kurosawa has a lot of clout, which is why
it does. The Kobayashi as well, like Kurosawa and Kobayashi are like the two main, like because Kobayashi did like the Human Condition trilogy, like Kwaidan as well. He's done loads of like very highly acclaimed films, and obviously Harakiri too. So yeah, it's like those are the two like main Japanese filmmakers that sort of bump the films up, sort of thing.
what's our top 3 Asian cinema films that we must see that we haven't seen then?
Top 3 Asian films.
got a list on
I do have a list. I don't want to
There
mess
we
this
go.
up because
Come
I'm
on,
on
listeners.
file
Please
here.
come with a list.
This is my rep going down here.
Really
All right.
involve a list.
So number
Links
one.
straight on.
Of course I do. It's in the letterbox.
No, number 3. You got to build up to number 1.
Oh, build up for number 3. Oh shit. I mean, is this my top 3 or like what I think?
Yours.
What I
No,
think.
Your film's all about opinion.
Your opinion, man.
Oh mate. Okay. If it's my top
Adam's
3,
is Kill Bill, Volume 2, Volume 1.
I don't love Kill Bill that much. It's like a 7 and an
fucking
8.
love
but
it.
you should. All right. 3, I would say. But
If
this
Kill
is
Bill-
my
if
personal.
Kill Bill's on this list,
Nah. That's,
Delete this
that's
shit.
American. I can't do that. No, this is my personal 3 favourite.
Asian cinema.
Seven Samurai would be number 3. I Saw the Devil.
seen it?
Yeah, I've seen.
He loses all credibility with that.
I mean, if you haven't seen it, you should have seen it.
I've seen Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
He doesn't like I Saw the Devil.
I don't like that.
Oh man,
It's
I can
okay, it's an
understand
alright
like
film.
if
He also watched Decision to Leave the other day and said, "Why the hell did you like that film so much?"
oh, are you serious?
I didn't say it about him. I didn't know that you
No,
liked it so
I
much.
gave it like an
I thought
8
it
out of
was
10, and he
amazing.
gave it a 6 or something.
You didn't appreciate the cinematography at all. Not the editing
That's
as well.
the
Was
only thing.
unreal.
That's the main thing I appreciate.
Yeah.
The cinematography was beautiful.
There's one of the
but
shots in it where he shuts the door of a car and it focuses on the camera, and there's someone she's just standing behind him.
I know,
Yeah,
but
that was
you may as well give me a story as well. It was too romantic, and I didn't believe that romantic.
But yeah, so Seven Samurai 3. I Saw the Devil number 2 because I fucking love that film.
What's
And then,
good? Okay, but I Saw the Devil. Park Chan Wook, right?
Park Chan, no, not Park Chan Wook. Kim Ji-woon. He did like Bittersweet Violence and Good, the Bad, the Weirds. Tale of Two Sisters as well.
Okay.
He's done really good films. I love him as a director. He's done really good films.
So where'd you go with number one, man? It's Kurosawa. It's number one. It's
No.
He said it already. He's already said it. He said it.
What is your number one?
Harakiri.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
So you got no Kurosawa in your top three?
Seven Samurai. Third.
Okay, right. I've not seen that film.
You've not seen Seven Samurai?
Oh,
you seen it?
need
Yeah.
to see Seven Samurai.
I haven't seen any of these top three films. Well, I've seen that.
If I'm doing
And you
Chris,
thought that was okay.
It was okay. What about The Man Who Did? And this is, you probably never heard our episode. Again, a film that Paul and Adam hated.
oh yeah.
Iron Man. Tetsuo.
Oh, Tetsuo.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean I quite enjoyed the first one.
Hate it. I feel like again it gave it like a 7 or something.
You were no.
But he's
you gave it
done
5,
some.
You gave it a low. Tetsuo's done.
He's done some good films. Sorry, the
Done some good
director.
films, yeah.
He's done like it's hit or miss for me. Like he's done a film. Wait, let me remember. The Killing, or just Killing. It's like a samurai film. But it's a very good.
Paul
film.
gave it a 2. Paul gave it a 4. I gave it a 7, and you gave it an 8.
I love it. I think I gave it a 9.
What did I give it? I gave it a 7. Yeah.
I thought you had a fucking animal in here then.
Julio gave it a 4.
Yeah, Julio don't like surreal shit.
Julio doesn't like anything.
Tetsuo 2, Body Hammer, and Tetsuo 3, I've got it. I did for a while think you had Tetsuo 2 lined up for us tonight because it's a short.
Yeah, I mean I've seen it, but I don't really want to watch it again. The second one's lost to me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I've not ventured to the third one. I don't think.
Well,
but I respect it.
All right. Should we hear what Paul says then?
let's hear what Paul says because
Yes.
for listeners' sake, he found out before us ahead of time.
He should have sent us a voice note, in my opinion, and we should be able to insert the voice note.
That's actually a good point.
Adam's
Shall I
very
tell him to
cross at
record
the
it
fact
right
that
now?
Paul did not send this through.
Okay, let me
So
find
Dan's
it.
Mainly
gonna
because I
do
hate
the
reading
honours.
stuff out.
Well, Dan's going to.
That's because you struggle with it, don't you?
Yeah, I always stumble over
now you're
words.
testing me.
Adam's made me a massive gin and tonic list with the biggest snowball ice cube in there that you could imagine. It just won't go.
That's why you have it, so it
keeping
doesn't
very
dilate
Pop
your
that
close.
back in the freezer. Fine. Okay. I don't actually know what score he gave
Oh
it.
wait, yeah, hang on. Before he gives it a score, Adam, don't look. Before he gives it a score, we have to give it a score.
Are we going to do that before?
Okay.
So we're not influenced by.
Okay.
So let's
Yes.
start with that, and then Adam. And then me.
Score.
Well, you can pick what order you want to hear us.
Oh yeah, you can pick. You can pick the order.
Okay, I'll say Adam first, then me, then I'll let Ben go last.
Okay. I actually had a fun time watching this film. I would say the film is a 5 out of 10. But I think because we watched it together, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
I was going to say, I had a good time, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, good
The
time.
film itself, the film alone is a 5. But I feel Tomb Raider, it was still just a shit film at the end of the day, whereas I think this
So
lent
you're rating
itself
it
to...
against Tomb Raider like I am.
Yeah, but I feel Tomb Raider it was okay, but apart from the man tipping his hat, there was
The man tipping his
there's
hat?
a man tipping his hat in the film when we burst that laugh.
Dan, you got to go back to the old school, man.
Which-
There's
is
a
this
man
the
tipping
Anthony
his
Charlie
hat.
one?
There was a Chinese man tipping his hat in Tomb Raider.
She walks
And
down
it
a
made the
pit
film
and he
go-
just goes this and he just tips his hat and then just and that's it. He moves on.
Fucking sounds amazing, I can't lie to you.
Okay,
I'll get on that soon.
reason.
was it you next?
No, it was me, but yeah, I'm at a similar thing. I would say like it's a high 6, low 7. So I say 7 because I enjoyed the viewing experience.
Oh.
It's good.
Boys.
I did have a lot of problems with it, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Where do you actually stand then?
so you've just both gone 7 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want it to beat it's fucking. You're going to try and make it beat like an Avengers film.
And no, well, okay.
Oh, he's got to change the score of a film as well. Apparently, have we got?
Yeah,
to
he has.
This is why we
He's
need.
going to do that
yeah.
tonight.
This is why we
So,
need Paul here because he remembers all of this stuff.
Just like you both said, yeah. If I was watching that solo, I would rate it very harshly. But because
What would you rate it if you watched it solo?
I'd go 5.
Okay.
I'd go 5 if we were going solo.
It's not like god awful, but it's not.
While I was watching it, towards the end, I was like, "Well, I'm going to go 6 because that 6 is kind of respectable kind of
level,
thing."
good
But
level.
now that we're talking about it, and now that you've planted the seed in my head about what might come above it, if I don't vote it higher, I am definitely voting it 7 also. So it's a standard.
You just wanted to knock some
Across the
Avengers
board.
films down, don't
It's
you?
a 7 across the board from us here, but depending on what Paul says,
he giving you
that
a score
will
on
change.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so of
It's
course
within-
Paul's
it's within
giving it
the
a
power.
score. No one knows
he's
the score's
professional.
better than Paul, so
Oh wait, he's giving it. Oh, I'll just read it out because yeah, he's.
Okay.
put it this way: the lowest 7 is Halloween Kills, and 100% Halloween Kills is better for me.
Halloween
But
Kills.
let's
Halloween
wait.
Kills is definitely better.
You give something
I'm
like
all
a
on
10
board
out of
for
10.
And what
I'm
would you
gonna
stand on
not-
Halloween Kills, by the way?
That's like a 9 out of 10 for me. I fucking love it.
Oh yeah, it's
I just loved it.
Come on, man. I was not expecting this. How did I not know you give Halloween Kills a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, mate. I watched it like twice on the first day.
That's your best film call.
Yeah, you filmed 2 films he's watched twice on the
It's
first
just
day.
pure-
Halloween Kills and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hey.
Yeah, but it's just pure violence. That's up my street, man.
You give it too much credit to that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I'll allow that as well.
I watched that too. That film's like crack to me.
Do you think that's his best? We're going off topic. So we'll talk about this
We've talked about a lot of Tarantino films.
Yeah. All right. So Paul's review. Is this the origin of Blue Meth? It's not funny enough to be a comedy, not exciting enough with its action, and not dumb enough for my taste in dumb films.
Yeah, I mean, he's got points across the board.
He has. He's on the nose here. Yeah.
Blue Meth thing is a good point. We should have raised that.
Yeah.
It rides a very odd tone and never really commits to a solid one. The action is pretty terrible from almost everyone. Oh, I disagree there. Thought Slag was very good. The acting is pretty terrible from almost everyone, and I swear this guy is so skilled he can cut an insect in half, yet it's still clumsy as a motherfucker. The film could have probably gotten a 5 out of 10, but due to its
He's going low.
He's
going low.
But due to
Gonna hate this.
its weird ass ending and some of the worst wig game I've ever seen, it's getting a 4 out of 10.
Right, the ending put it up for us, and it's pretty
Yeah.
And that's his review.
I did think the second half of the film was better than the first half. Because the first half was too like.
I'd say there's more stuff going on in the second half, as it should be.
But again, I think it comes back to if you're watching it.
He probably watched it on a plane.
Yes,
on the way out on his
If
holiday.
Paul was watching it with us, he would give it a higher score. But because
I don't know if he would give it a 7 still. I think he'd have only gone up to a 5 or 6.
he would have. He would have. However, he does give Avengers quite high up there, so there's no accounting for taste. So let's see if we can beat Avengers. So that means
Last week we had a bit of a warfare where what was the film we did last time?
we did something.
Streetcar Desire.
Listeners,
Come out and plug.
Sorry. You're in the rare situation right now where I get to follow up on someone's score that I challenged in the previous episode. And it was last week we did
Streetcar Named Desire.
And everyone across the board rates it very, very highly. And I was speaking all the props to it. And then when we went on Letterboxd, we discovered that Adam's friend Dan gave it a 6 out of 10. And here he is. Tonight, on this podcast with us.
He's got a problem here.
I give it a 10 out of 10, Dan.
You give it a 10 out of 10?
He got very passionate.
Did you actually?
He got very... You might have to go back and listen.
Also, I watched it like 8 years ago.
He got very passionate about this film. And then when we rated it on our system, it fell just below Avengers Endgame. And he was annoyed that it fell below Avengers Endgame, and his mission for the year was to destroy Avengers Endgame so that it goes.
I'm with that. Yeah.
So if no one votes it down at the end of the year, he's going to give Avengers Endgame a 1 out of 10, so that it drops it all the way down the pile.
Mate, Francis is going to be livid.
But
do you actually think it's a 10 out of 10?
I do, and I'll tell you what.
Fair enough.
It was because of that Avengers Endgame that I rated it up to a 10. It was a 9. But
so it's not like a legit.
But it is kind of
What would you rate it if there was no?
It was a 9. Before I knew the Avengers thing, it was a 9. But I was on the border, and the only reason I was, and this is very boring for all listeners, you heard this before, but in last week's episode, the whole thing was back in the 50s, there was a production code which sort of like inhibited films from doing anything that was like sexually gratuitous, violence, any sort of language, but the play that it was based on was much more extreme. So it's like within the parameters that fucking Hollywood set at that point, that was the best they could do. And considering Brando's performance and Vivian Lee's performance,
he's very good. Can't deny that.
But if you don't like it, you don't like it. But also,
I thought it was alright.
The weird thing is, right now tonight, where we sit in Adam's house, we are about 10-15 fucking yards, listeners, from the theatre where my uncle a week ago was performing fucking Terrence. What's his name? Tennessee Williams. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. So the familial connection is there. So who's good at maths? 6.25, right?
So we ran that up to a 6.3.
So because of Paul's very damning score, that makes it a 6.25, rounded up to a 6.3, which means, hang on, let's make sure that Paul doesn't get cross about it. We've got 2 films to battle against.
Okay.
Number 1, well, if Dan has seen these films, he can vote. If he hasn't, it's just me and you, Adam. The first film that it's going up against is Diner.
Diner's a better film.
Diner's a better film. It's a better film, of course.
I don't think I love Diner.
It wasn't great, but it.
I did think I loved Dinah until I did it for the podcast, and I hated it.
I haven't actually seen it. I thought I had seen it, but I didn't.
I don't think I gave Dinah a 7 though. This is
I gave Dinah a 6.
This is the thing where Paul gets annoyed at us because I go on my heart at the moment. And
No, I'll tell you
can't
what
go
you
on
gave
your
it.
heart.
You gave it a 2.5 stars.
I gave it a 5. I can't say.
You gave Dinah a 5.
And you gave it a 6. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got to go above a Dinah.
Oh shit! Wow.
Paul gave it a
Sorry,
7,
Paul.
though.
Look at that. Fuck, it goes above Dinah. Okay, so the next film. Oh, come on now. We're going up against Scorsese, The Age of Innocence. Age of Innocence is better. Come on.
Adam hated that.
Adam did hate
I got
it.
bored of it.
He was slating it to me.
Well, and Paul rated. Hang on. What did Paul rate at Age of Innocence? Someone got
I
it?
think Paul would have rated it above a 4.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
rated
he
it.
would.
He didn't. He gave it a 4 as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
It's confusing when you say 4, but letterbox scores. It's like you're cross matching them. Is that 2 stars then?
Yeah.
So Paul gives
I gave it a
4 out
5.
of 10.
Paul gave it lower than me.
Fuck.
Below
Well, okay, so the decider then
Ben gave it an 8.
comes with Dan.
Yo.
Have you seen Age of Innocence?
Because.
Nah, I have not.
See, the thing is, Julio gave it an 8, which is what gave Age of Innocence its score. But that is
seen Age
without
of
Dan's
Innocence?
score.
My score for Age of Innocence.
No. What, have you seen Age
Nah,
of
I've not
Innocence?
seen it.
Oh,
I can't really score it.
shit.
Can't I? Bother, bro. Well, I could score it, but it won't be very accurate.
All right, well, listeners, Paul's going to have to fucking correct this when he comes in because we don't know what we're doing here. It's somewhere around there.
We've broken some technical.
But you know what? It's not in the bottom 20.
What did you get? Okay. You gave Age of Innocence a 7.
I gave it an 8.
So it's basically the film is up to whether it's when Paul gets back whether he likes Age of Innocence more or
Can't we
this.
just check his thing, or has he got the same rating on both?
It's the
He's
same.
got the
It's
same
gave
rating.
4 of each.
See.
So it then just come down to whether.
So that's that.
So when Paul gets back, we'll find it out next week.
It's beat
I've
the
got
20.
2 questions to ask you as well.
Oh, you got 2 questions.
Oh, shit. Dan has 2 questions to ask me and Adam.
They're
It's a really smooth transaction.
Yeah, is it?
And then we got one other thing to do afterwards.
Oh yeah, he's got to change his score.
So,
Okay, yeah. So I was struggling with what to
are
ask.
you going
but
to
yeah.
explain the
So
rules
what-
to the game?
He doesn't know. The
It's
rules.
just ask a question and get an
No,
answer. isn't it?
ask him to explain the
Okay,
rules.
so the rules are:
Oh,
if I get the point right, I get the point. If Ben gets it right, he gets the point. However, if neither of us get it right, on this occasion, the point will go to Paul.
yeah, because I am.
Scores
Paul
at the
right now.
moment are. I think Ben's winning.
And is it like who answers first, or
Yeah, so Paul's got 4 points. Ben's got 3. I've got 2. This year, I've been asking the
it's a
question.
new season?
Fucking hell.
Well, fair enough.
Adam's just remembered that off the top of his
One in
head.
the
Okay.
same- just one in the chat.
Oh, okay.
First question
Cheating.
is: what colour was the bad guy's car during the chase near the end?
It's a beige.
Grey, yeah, beige. That's what I meant.
Is that
beige.
both your answers? Do you want to give different answers?
Yes, I do. The bad guys chase at the end.
Yeah. You know when they smashed him with the yeah.
Is it the one where the car goes upside down and the car doesn't move?
It's the car that flips over the car, but the other car stays
Well,
still.
fucking, how specific are you going to be?
It's
I'm
like
going
a
to say a
golden
brown
beige.
beige. Yeah, brown beige. He's going golden beige. What is
I'm
it?
colourblind.
These
You
are
can't
very
ask me this
specific
question.
colour. I put green. I thought
I'm
Is that what it
colourblind.
was?
I'm
If
pretty
it
sure
was
it's green. I was looking at it very carefully because
I'm colourblind, so that's gold to me. That's why I
Yeah,
get
but you
the
don't
point.
get a point
No,
for
that's
being
a point to
colourblind.
Paul. That's what, yeah.
He's blind in real life. He's fucking driving. He's fine.
He cries out of the wrong side of his face as well.
The second question was: what was the winning number on the roulette table when the ball?
26 black.
Is that what it was?
It might have been because I didn't know if it was 26 or 36 black.
It was 26 black.
I don't think 36 is a number on the roulette
32
wheel.
red, isn't it? 32
I
red
said
the
black
highest.
22 at that.
I thought you
fucking
said
point.
32. That's why
I think
36.
it goes up to 34 of roulette. No, 33 is a roulette table.
Black 22 is my number. Oh, you want to hear a nice little story?
I'm getting the point for that. That's my point.
I'll give you the point, but I feel like it might
Paul
be 36.
will work it out.
He'll work it out. He'll work it
But
out.
I got a point.
So
there.
that means that Paul has 5 points,
We're
Adam
equal.
has 3, and Ben has 3. You want to hear
Ben
a
has
nice
3.
story about roulette?
Go through.
Before me and Jenny even connected, well over 10 years ago, she went to Vegas, and while she was there, she was missing me. And she said, I've got a little money to spare. What shall I do with it? And I said, put it on black 22, because that is my number. And she threw some money on behind black 22.
Where's this
Where did
going?
it come in?
And what happened when they spun the wheel? Did it land on black 22 or did it not?
Nah.
I ain't going to tell you.
Wait till next
But
episode.
it was the beginning of our relationship. And I said black 22.
You should get a tattoo of that.
You'll-
to be fair.
maybe you'll see it at Glastonbury.
Be the big unveiling.
It's on the back. It's on your back. Your whole back.
It's on my back. Black 22 fucked
It's
it.
gone over. It's gone over the top of your Radiohead tattoo.
Anyway,
Did she
Paul
win the money, yes or
has,
no?
I'm not going to tell you. You'll find out in Glastonbury for some reason.
Are we going to remember this
So-
conversation?
when you're off your fucking skull.
Yeah.
gurning away.
Well, isn't this a family podcast?
So here's the one.
We
No,
like to say that.
it's
Just a fucking
definitely
gurning
not.
away.
It's definitely not.
Jules.
Is this a family podcast? Cunts. How many cunts are listening to us now? Hello
You
to
called
all
Woody a
the
cunt when I
cunts.
what?
I never.
No,
No,
not Woody and Kill Fallout.
I never called Woody a cunt, Paul. By the way.
No, not Woody. Woody in Toy Story.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Toy Story 4. it was-
as well.
I know, terrible. So what you're doing, make me out to be a villain because that's what he would have.
Oh, would you let me finish the sentence instead of chiming in and attacking everyone?
Now listen, we're going to do the more special thing now than the quiz. So
Oh, yeah.
Paul's leading on the quiz. So, as Paul explained to you, Dan.
Yeah. He
As
sent
a
me
guess.
the picture. He sent me the graph.
So you've seen the
If it
full
is, if
table.
it is a graph.
It's
Yeah,
100.
table. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
And we're also in the unique position to influence this guy if he does something quite bad.
No,
Okay.
Have I told you?
no. Actually, I think you did.
Don't say it loud.
I thought you were going to do Predator, and you said you weren't going to do Predator.
Nah,
to get
but
enough
it
love.
gets enough love, doesn't it?
So-
yeah.
We've done 152 films to date, Dan.
Have you got the graph there?
Scroll down.
I have it in
Just to
mind what I'm going to
double-check.
do.
Just to double check, you'll be happy with what.
Because
we've got.
I said to Paul, I saw the devil, but apparently you haven't done that. But I was convinced
I
you
swear
did
we
that
did
on
Eyes of the
podcast.
Devil.
That's what I thought, but you haven't apparently.
No.
I need to give it as much love as possible.
Eyes of the Devil. Oh,
I saw the Devil.
No, just as well.
Do you want another gin and wine? He's,
Yeah, that is just what fair. I'll be able to.
I'll have one for the
One for
beds.
the road.
One for the beds, yeah.
We'll go to the pub after this.
I'll be there.
Yeah, okay. So I was going to give it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that's someone else has already done that. So I'm going to give it to
Hey,
Rhiannon.
you can do it if you want to.
Nah,
do it,
because
you can do it. If
there's
that's what
another
you feel
film on
passionate
it,
about.
another film I love,
Okay.
which no one's got it, and it's Reanimator, and I have to give that a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
It hasn't,
wow, fuck.
aged very, very well in that sort of sense, but you know what? It's 10 out of 10. So if you don't like it,
All right. So do you know the story behind the whole Reanimator thing?
what, the
on this
guy
podcast?
divorcing his wife? Oh, I think you're talking about in the film.
We did it. We did
Are
it.
you talking about that scene, the scene with the girl on the bed? Like the actor's wife saw that in the cinema and then divorced him.
Divorced him, yeah,
Apparently.
because of the way he was licking his lips
Yeah,
and all
it
that
was
shit.
because it was practically a rape.
We did a
So-
whole month called Reanimator.
That's amazing.
Last year,
Who thought
we
that?
did-
That was not Adam, was it?
I don't know who. I think
don't know who did it.
I don't think we actually planned it, and then when we did it, it just happened to be in May.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and we did.
So we did all three of them.
Have you seen the sequels?
I've seen the second one. I've not seen the third one.
What's the one that Paul loved?
rates the second one
I didn't.
really high.
I didn't like
more
I
than
didn't
the
like the
first.
second
So is that the
So-
wedding one? The Bride of Reanimator?
It insulted the
Bride
first
of
one.
Reanimator. The third one was that one where
What's the one with the
that
bat?
we actually
prison.
found was okay. The second
was a
one's
scene
the
with
bat.
the fucking bats
The second
going on.
one's the bat because he goes into the chapel and all the bats come
Yeah,
out.
I've not
I
seen
mean,
Beyond.
Reanimator is great though. Reanimator
It's-
is great.
it's perfect
The first one
80s
is
horror, mate.
great. So hang on, where do we rate Reanimator? Because this is going to change shit significantly. I'm surprised you didn't go to Velocipasta.
You two gave it an 8, which I can respect. Paul gave it a 7.
All right, listeners. So here we go. As you heard, Dan is giving fucking Reanimator a 10. It was a 7.3 at 83rd out of all the films that we have rated.
7.3 goes that low down our
It
list.
goes
That's
that low.
Kind of mad.
But with Dan's 10,
been
it
around the
comes
block.
in at
8.25. Which is an
8.25.
Which is an 8.3.
8.3. So that
There's
means,
a lot of 8.3s, isn't there?
ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of 8.3s, and it's going to have to rely
Paul's
on.
going to annoy us because we're going to have to undo this in the next
I know,
episode.
we're going to
do it
undo
wrong,
all
but
of
we're going to
this.
do this.
But me and Adam are going to do this. Better or worse than once? For me, once is better.
What,
Well, we can't. We got.
Once
we
Upon a
got
Time in Hollywood.
No, once
Oh,
the
once. Oh, the film. Oh, I think
film
you
with the
got
guitar,
Reanimator.
the Irish people.
Yeah.
I think you gave it an 8, so
I think I gave them both an 8 then.
so it's up to you.
What's got more rewatchability?
Adam,
Obviously,
if you
yeah,
give it an
right.
8, Paul will go higher, so we can carry on.
I tell you what, for fun of it all, I'm going to say the Reanimator is better.
Okay.
Good man.
We're just going to go assuming that Paul thinks it's better because what did he give once?
7. So
So,
I think
okay.
Reanimator is better for him.
Okay,
The Two Popes.
Reanimator is better than that.
The two,
I don't know actually.
I think The Two Popes.
These
is
are
better
very
for
hard
me,
films
man.
to pick.
I know, they are very hard.
Compare Reanimator to the two.
all,
Popes.
all of these are tough. The Two Popes, though.
What's above the two popes?
Everything.
Well, something that you are definitely going to say is worse than Reanimator, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay,
What? You don't like Mission Impossible?
it's okay. Everyone
You
loves
gave,
it.
Okay.
you gave The Two Popes 8, so
Are you
it's up to
insane?
you what you want to say is
What
better.
did you give the two popes? A 9.
Uh,
Well, Kate and Oaty must have given it a 10.
no, I gave it an 8
How is it so high up then?
because Katie and Oaty gave it.
I don't know. These are.
It's fucking tough because
I'm looking back on Reanimator saying it's fun, so let's do Reanimator.
Reanimator was fun. So
It's not going to beat Mission Impossible. It's not going to beat Mission
Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
What's Paula's mission?
Mission Fallout.
That'll do. That'll do.
What the fuck? Where's our master list gone?
You just deleted the whole list.
I think I have.
Paul's going to kill you.
He goes away for 1 week.
Where the fuck is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Paul, you can work out what to do with this. Leave this all in the episode. Mission Impossible Fallout. I say Fallout is better.
I say Fallout is better.
Do
no,
you?
No, Reanimator is better.
Yeah, okay. I think Paul would maybe say Reanimate is better. So, The Straight Story by David Lynch. Straight Story is better.
Bit of bias there, isn't there?
You're just assuming a lot on what
We got
Paul
a
thinks.
Lynchian over there.
I am, but he's going to say Reanimate is better.
Reanimator is better than Straight Story.
Fuck, we still go. The Vanishing, fuck. There you go. The Vanishing's better.
Dutch film, isn't it?
Dutch
Oh, is that
film,
the one with the... That's the one we
Little
watched.
kid vanishes. Yeah, we watched
In
it.
the car.
Yeah.
The white-
It's like a documentary type thing.
The one with the weird petrol station scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reanimator's better.
Well,
My God.
Paul
gonna
might,
say it.
Paul might say Reanimate is better. You two are definitely going to say this one's better. Invisible Man.
Well, the remake.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't enjoy that at the
yeah,
time, but I think...
It was a nice good film, though. All right. Original's good.
Do you know what? Reanimator's better. God, this is all getting cut out of the podcast.
Here you go. Here's where we separate the men from the boys. Full Monty.
Ah, fuck that film.
You don't like Full Monty?
I don't like that film now.
That's a good film.
I wish I was a kid now. I haven't watched it since. I hate it.
Have you seen Ravenous?
Yeah.
What do you think of that one?
I didn't love it, Ravenous. Is that the one with Guy Pearce?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Carlisle. Come on now.
I didn't love
I'm just
it.
saying Full Monty's better.
I'm pretty sure it's a remake, isn't it?
I think Full
Ravenous.
Monty is where it ends then. Paul, you will come back and you'll decide where this film positions.
Because
But
it's got a position at the bottom and all this is for nothing.
maybe, but Dan has certainly thrown the cat among the pigeons for this fucking film because we haven't got a clue where it ends up. There are, just so you know,
The list has been deleted.
there are 16 films at 8.3, so we have to wait till
What's
Paul
top of the
comes back to the
8.3s?
side. Top of the 8.3s, Buster Scruggs. Reanimator better or worse? Buster Scruggs is better.
For the Pocket, Mr. Pocket was...
No.
Here's one.
Buster Scruggs is good, though. I will say that.
The second film on the 8.3, and this will definitely be where Adam taps out on Reanimator, Blues Brothers.
of course, yeah.
That's it.
There
He
you
loves
go.
that. He loves that.
Even food.
Nah, I'd put Rihanna above it. Rihanna's a 10.
He tells
I
him.
Blues Brothers like a 9.
And Goal, that's 6 or 7 down on 8.3. It's a good film.
See, Goal, I'm not a Goal lover. I need to rewatch it, to be fair. I need to rewatch it, so I won't say I'm not a
crying at the
lover.
end of
I won't
it.
say I'm not a lover, but I haven't
wept.
watched it in a long time. Jesus wept.
You know the game against Fulham? He saw me play, man. My dad saw me play. He's probably looking down at you right now. Of course he is. Of course he fucking is, Santi. And then he goes off and plays with that blind man from that film.
Solidly. What a link.
Beckham.
So that's where we are. That's how we end it with Blind Fury. Dan, I feel like you came in with a good access point to this podcast, right? I feel
You
like
didn't take it too
came in-
seriously.
You didn't take it too seriously. You wanted to have a little bit of fun.
I did. I tell you what, I want.
Ben didn't shout at you.
The
at
other
any
film
point.
I wanted to suggest.
I wanted him to suggest something.
Before, after I had this, I already had this secured, and I thought a film I love, but that's probably why I didn't choose it, is The Blob, the remake, the 80s one. Chuck Russell, The
shit.
Blob. I thought that would be an amazing film, because you two ain't seen it, to watch.
No.
But I also don't want you like ripping it apart, because I love it. So I didn't choose it for that reason.
Dan, the next time you come on this podcast, man,
Don't be afraid of him.
don't.
Any listeners,
don't.
suggest The Blob, because they need to watch it. It's fucking good.
Next time you come on this podcast, and you will come on this podcast again,
I will.
right? Next time you come on it, pick something that you are so scared that we will rip apart.
Yeah.
And come on here knowing that even if we fucking do rip it apart, it doesn't matter because you were going to defend it to the fucking
Paul took Burn
That-
After
that
Reading
is-
on here.
Yes.
But after
No, he
reading
didn't actually. Made him.
Jamie made Paul do Burn After Reading and we ripped it apart.
Do you rip it apart?
I
Do you
don't like
it?
Burn After Reading.
Oh, I
Terrible
quite like it. It's a
film.
good film. Oh, man.
But those boys ripped apart Streetcar
I'd
in
have been there
Desire
defending
last
it.
week.
Rip it. Well, I mean, what film of... I don't think there's been a film that you put forward that...
We're very kind to you. We look after you. We don't rip you apart.
No, I don't think you put a film forward and we've disliked it.
Oh, yes, certainly.
You gave Trick Condom I gave it a 7. That's not exactly...
What about
slang.
Tetsuo Iron Man? You fucking hated that. I loved that film.
You gave it an 8.
I gave it a 9.
Burn After Reading is Paul's top 10 films of all time.
Yeah, I know, but it's not my fault. Jamie, you brought it to the podcast. We had to challenge
Why
you.
he gets his money's worth out of us.
He does. You spend the money, we can tear it apart.
Yeah, I'll do it next time, but my feelings will be hurt.
So are we going to say what the film is next week?
Who's picking next week's film?
Paul. He's already picked it, hasn't he?
Yes.
It's a film called Prowler.
Yeah.
Prowler? Well, the Prowler, the slasher film.
Well, it's from 1951 and everything is slasher.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind.
It is a slasher film, though.
There's a slasher. There's
a stalker
one called
film.
The Prowler from the 80s.
It's Stalker. It's a Stalker film.
It might be a
isn't it?
remake.
Okay. So, I think
me look it up.
that this is... So, we're carrying on the 1950s Odyssey.
I was about to say what
Yes.
film I was picking after that because I know you know it
Don't
now.
reveal it. Don't reveal it.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that.
No, it's
a
called
shitty
Prowler.
slasher film.
So
Yeah,
we are going
okay.
to 1951's
We're already
The
in
Prowler,
1950.
directed by Joseph Losey, with a synopsis of Los Angeles, California. A cop who, unhappy with his job, blames others for his work problems, is assigned to investigate the case of a prowler who stalks the home of a married woman. Seen by nobody. 1951.
I sound like you're going to say that.
Nobody but.
The tone of your voice went up.
Seen by nobody but Quentin Tarantino.
He probably has watched that.
I know Quentin Tarantino's rating. And I won't reveal it.
Would you give it a 6?
I won't reveal it, but normal service will be resumed very shortly.
This
But
podcast will be smooth next week.
It will be smooth, but listeners, you knew that this was going to be unruly because Paul was not here. We're all together for the first time since fucking...
Yeah, we had a couple of drinks.
Many of you
Had
lot
a couple of
haven't
pizzas.
even heard a podcast that was recorded live like this.
No.
Like
Probably
all of our
crispier
listeners
than ever.
haven't. Crispier than ever.
How
Dan,
many people do you
how
reckon
feel
have gone
about
back
it?
to watch
None of them.
Tomb Raider? Have you even
None
gone
of them.
back to listen to Tomb Raider?
All our listeners, I believe, have been listening to us since we've been recording remotely. So this is a very rare fucking
It's sad,
atmosphere.
but Paul's not here. Next time we'll get Paul here.
How does it feel? Does it feel like Adam is more confident on the mic in front of people? Does it feel like I'm more
That's true.
shy?
You can probably tell.
I've had a couple of drinks. I think that's probably it.
You're more
You're
coherent
definitely
than ever.
slurring your words more. But that's
He's slurring
that's
his words, but
that's
he's more
him.
fucking coherent than ever.
He is. I respect him a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyway,
What would you like to say that you didn't get to say on this
we'll
podcast?
be wrapping this podcast up for the next 20 minutes now.
Yeah, I know. What would I like to say? I don't know. Keep doing it.
If you had to say,
It's
if
great.
you had to recommend one thing for people to go watch, what would you say?
Oh, fuck me. You put me on the spot majorly, man.
So someone's got a gun against your head, they're about to pull the trigger, they say your final words, and I say, everyone go and watch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Let me just select one. Let me just select a
Really
random.
random film that no one's
What
probably
about
seen.
have
random
you got a top 10 list on Letterboxd?
I got a top 100 list. Man.
No, forget that. Give us your top 10.
Yeah, but I don't have a separate
He's
one.
got
Top
his
10.
whole DVD collection in colour order.
He has. I've seen that.
mate,
it's
it's
very
bad, it's
impressive. Dan, you want to share your letterbox with people and
We'll
tell
put
them
it
to
in,
go
we'll
and
put
see
it in the
that?
description of the
Yeah,
podcast. on
yes,
Twitter.
yes.
Yeah,
we will,
it's a lovely letterbox. It's Dan J. Pearce. Pearce.
We'll put it in the description. It's
And
not
how many
anyway.
fucking films you got in that colour order shit?
I've got about 1,100, I think.
Did you do that in COVID time, or you did
I
that
did
in
it during
normal
COVID. I
time?
did it during
Okay.
quarantine. I'm not an absolute sad bastard. I
I
have
know
nothing
you
to
got,
do.
every film you watch. Are you going in there and?
No, it's every film he owns.
It's my own. Yeah. It's I just got a list of my collection, and I did it in colour order.
That's something.
It was hard times,
That's going to gain traction on Twitter one of these days. And
Hopefully, I was very proud of it.
It's like those people that put a whole wall with all the shots and films in colour order.
So I wouldn't go that far. Oh,
You wish you
that
could,
could be
though.
the next product. If there's another COVID, yeah.
we're going to wrap up this podcast with Dan's top 10, going from 10 to 1, and then we are out.
mate.
And we'll
You're going to argue.
This
You're
is
going to argue
variable
at least
though, man.
3 of them, and then we're going to be here for
No,
another
I don't
hour.
think
This
we
is
will.
variable. Plus, it makes me sound like an absolute film bro, but it's fine.
That's
All right,
okay.
so
Number 10.
we got Mad Max, Predator,
No, take it slow. Number 10 is Mad Max.
Fury Road. Yeah, number 9.
This is what we agree with this.
Number 9.
Yeah,
a
I'm
good
good
film.
Mad Max.
Hang on,
See,
have you
could-
seen Blood and Chrome?
Have I seen what?
The black and white Blood and Chrome version?
Oh, I have not. No, I will do that.
Come on,
I've got it
go
on.
check
I've
it
got
out
it on
for
Blu-ray.
You've
I
seen
watched
it?
it.
No, I've not seen it.
You've only seen Mad
wanna
Max
see
once,
it.
haven't you?
I've only seen it once. You gave me the DVD, I think.
Blu-ray.
Well, there you go.
I've got it behind me. Do you want to borrow it again?
Can't
Yeah,
watch
I'll
that.
take it.
Can't watch that on DVD. No chance. Number 9, Predator. Of course, classic.
Predator is your number 9.
Yeah. It was higher at one time.
Wow.
Remember Paul
Is
loved
that the
it.
last time that Schwarzenegger appears in your top 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but
So-
Terminator 2 is like number 12. 13,
Yes,
so
this
don't worry,
is
that's
terrible
there.
news. This is what
That
I
is
was.
there.
This is what I was wondering about. How is Predator above Terminator 2? I must know
Yeah,
this.
Predator is too dear to my heart. Number, what is that? 7. Number 8. Hateful Eight.
That
Appropriate
works.
because it works. Yeah,
Hateful Eight's
beautiful.
yeah, it's a
You're
nice
gonna get a
number.
bit-
Number 7.
No, I'm happy with that.
Ben loves this one. Kill Bill.
Oh dear.
Number 6. The Shining. Best
Oh.
horror made it. Best
Yes,
horror
I'm
ever
very
made.
happy
And it
with
is
that.
a horror. It's not a thriller. Fuck you. Number 5. Big Trouble in Little China.
Fuck! This is the best
Oh,
call.
mate.
That's the best
It's,
call,
it's,
man.
it's beautiful. It's
Big
beautiful.
Trouble in Little China in your top 5.
But then the top 4, right?
That's the best
It's
call.
interchangeable a little bit. That's where the problem is.
Big
So,
Trouble in Little China. I should have worn my Pork Chop Express shirt tonight for that. man.
number 4, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Although that could be number 1. Number 3,
Number 1.
Lahane. But Lahane also could be I'm pretty sure my favourite film is. It's either Lahane or Once Upon a Time.
Hold
Can't
it
decide, man.
before you do the top 2. Now, based on Letterboxd, you two watched Lane a night or 2 ago.
On his
On my
birthday.
birthday, yeah.
What did you watch it at home? You went to the cinema.
Nah,
at his
well,
house.
mate, I've been trying to find it in cinema for ages, and it's not.
How were the subtitles? Were they American?
Oh no, English.
Were they very
He's
much
got the
British?
silver.
They were clearly British.
Yeah, they say twat
Good.
and bollocks. And all
Oh,
this
good,
stuff. It's
good,
amazing.
man. That's the only way to see it. It really.
I actually rated it from a 9. I had it at a 9 before, and I gave it a 10.
I
after
can't believe
that
you did
review.
have it as a 10 before.
Top 10 of all time. I've never known anyone to have it in top 10. He's got it in his top 10, and it's higher than
I got my
mine.
top 3, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
number 2, Harakiri, and then number 1, Reservoir Dogs. But Reservoir Dogs has been my favourite film since I was like 16.
Wow.
But
Listen.
now I don't think it is.
For all I disagree with you having Kill Bill above Hateful Eight, I am in full agreement that fucking Reservoir Dogs is his best film.
It is.
And Big Trouble in
Me,
Little
you,
China.
and Paul are the only ones who agree that that's his best film.
Perfect.
I think when you look back on his filmography now, I think most people would say it. I think when you first get into it, everyone gets excited by Pulp Fiction because it
Yeah,
seems
it's just had that
it seems
pop
exciting on
culture,
the
doesn't it?
surface. But I think when you sit back and you've
Yeah.
gone through stuff, and then you go back and you go, "Now, Reservoir Dogs is the shit."
What's beautiful is it's no budget. It's a bunch of people that want to do the fucking story, and it's like
Mostly
let's do
one
it.
location.
The problem, the thing with is
Yeah.
every single person is on form in that film.
It is. It's like this scenario where you have a drink, friends, intimate like this, and you go, I want to do a film. Let's go and film something, and you create something beautiful out of having no budget.
The only
and
bad
actually
actor
wanna
is
do it.
fucking Tarantino.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he gets killed off as well. You know, you mentioned it before. There's a bit when Buscemi and Keitel are smoking and he doesn't light a cigarette properly.
Yeah.
And now every time I watch it, I can't
can't
not see
unwatch
it.
that
Yeah,
as well.
you
Can't see
told me,
it,
and
yeah.
oh mate,
And also,
It's bad.
It's 10 out of 10 film. It's the best. But everything that involves Mr. Orange and that fucking cop coaching him
Marv?
on how to be undercover
the cop coaching him. Oh, okay.
is pretty tragic. But the rest of it is absolutely fucking incredible.
Sublime.
So, listeners, that is the end of this fucking podcast.
How long did we record?
With the 11 and 12 minutes, we're running at an hour and 25, which
So
is...
we're going to get about 40 minutes out of this podcast.
We're coming to an end, Dan. I think we'll probably have you on the podcast again, wouldn't you say?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
But I think
He's
the
got to
next
pay for it
time
next
he's
time,
got
right?
he's got to bring a fucking Japanese.
I'll bring
film.
my A game. Yeah. I'll let you just rip it.
I'll
to
tell you
shreds.
what, boys, listeners, when you join us again mid to late June, the three of us here will be in Glastonbury. I have a feeling that there is somehow, some way, a possibility of you guys getting the shortest of episodes from us, recorded on a phone, bad quality, in Glastonbury.
There is a cinema at Glastonbury, and we can go and see
I'm
the
not,
weirdest shit.
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
before- I
I'm
don't
not
know if
sure
I'll
we're
watch
going to
from
go to the
Glastonbury.
cinema.
Nah.
I don't think we're going to go to the
If
cinema.
you
at
got-
It's a lovely
Glastonbury.
idea,
No,
though.
it's not going to happen.
If you got there on the Wednesday, we could have gone in for like a 20-minute film that they show.
All I will say is there will be a point at Glastonbury where the three of us are under the influence of something, and we will just sit down for 15-20 minutes and give our opinion on something. It could be fucking hateful.
It's someone
We'll
else.
do
Harry
Harry Kiri.
Kiri.
Bro, it's gonna
Chatting
be
shit.
someone wearing some like LED clothes or something.
Yeah, it's not going to be LED clothes.
Goodbye for everyone. Thank you for having us. We'll see you next time.
Dan,
Farewell. It's been an honour. It's been great.
we've enjoyed
Loved it.
having you, man.
Oh, it's been amazing.
You know, so many of Adam's friends get on this fucking podcast. It's unreal.
So many.
We keep asking you to bring your
It's
friends
just
on.
Francis, isn't it?
Francis is the only other person who's been on it, to be fair.
My wife comes on it, and that's it.
What's your friend in Bristol's name? The guy who knows everything
I
about
know.
film.
I've got
What's
to
in,
bring. I've got to bring Matt on
That's
just
it,
to
Matt.
talk.
I was gonna
Heat.
call him Matty for some
One
reason.
day we will do Heat with Matt. Yes.
Oh man, good choice.
There's two of you just on heat.
And until the next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And
Goodbye.
Thank you. And we are out.